CNN fact checked him, the thing that he did on Tuesday.
Yeah. I went through that this morning too. Go ahead, you can go.
He said rioters at the Capitol on January 6th, not one of them was armed with a gun.
One guy's actually in jail for carrying a gun.
Admittedly.
Yep.
Pled guilty.
Yep.
And let me tell you, the people that you're talking about have a lot of guns in their home and for shooting and for entertainment. A lot of good reasons. But there wasn't one gun found. He's not sure of the reasons.
I just love that you said this early on. She said that, she goes, watch him. He covers all the bases so he can't be called on anything.
Yeah.
He says almost everything you can, every
yes.
option.
Carnival Barker.
He also said about January 6th. Again, he keeps talking about it. Okay, so if nothing happened January 6th, why did Eileen Cannon not want to release Jack Smith's report?
Mm-hmm.
If you're innocent, it would show in the report, wouldn't it?
Show it all. Yep.
Rachel had said something last night. She goes, if there was, she said, no, this morning you said it. If there was a deep state, how's he still walking around?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just proof there's no deep state, because the deep state is always mentioned as being against Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
But Trump got away with all those court cases.
And got reelected.
So
there's no deep state. People, there's no deep state. There never has been. It's bullshit. It always has been.
And everybody who has tried to, the assassination and this, the Tesla truck guy, they're all MAGA.
Yes.
They're all Republican MAGA people.
Fake news.
Yep.
He was talking about trade with the EU. He said,
he says he's going to put tariffs on.
They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm products. They don't take anything. European Union, we have a trade deficit of 350 billion. And then CNN just put, none of this is true.
None of this is true.
Okay,
I went to the CNN article, Ray, and everything he said was a flat out fucking lie.
Yes.
Totally.
Everything was a lie.
Not any of it.
He said that China is running the Panama Canal on both ends. No, they're not. Lie.
We've got the news. We have got to somebody has just got to stop him. Enough already.
Well, we do, but
aid to Ukraine.
Aid to Ukraine. He said he may stop aid to Ukraine. He goes, we're giving them so much money, more money than we're even spending.
He said way more than Europe.
Way more than Europe. Bullshit. So what here, I want you guys to know something. We're going to go back to Scream Sanity. You need to tell everybody. You need to go down these lists and go, no, lie, lie. Because the dumb fucks are going to keep repeating it. Yeah. So CNN, which is now owned by a right-wing billionaire, fact-checked him and said it was all bullshit.
He said, so just so you know, when you're arguing with your friends, it's not true. Actually, and his quote was pretty funny about saying we gave way more to Ukraine than Europe did. He said, Europe is in for a tiny fraction of the money that we're in. Now, whether you like that situation or not, Europe is much more affected. We have a thing called the ocean in between us, right? Because national security
is fucking started up.
National security is defined by how far away from the problem you are.
We have a little
and if there's water.
We have a little thing called the water, it's a wetness for water. Remember the shit he said? He's saying dumb shit again. Do you know where he gets in trouble?
Committed and provided more aid to Ukraine than the U.S. has.
Yes,
so that was a flat out lie.
A little something called the ocean.
Oh dear God.
It's not a little something.
Exactly. It's not a little.
Okay, but you know what he tries to do is he's one of the he's the worst kind of dentist. A stupid dentist is the worst kind of dentist.
Yes.
He's the dentist that wants to sound smart, but can't. So what he does is he starts to work his way into something that sounds smart, and then he says the dumbest shit possible because he can't get out of it.
But he's also like trying to portray that he owns the information. Like he's like, they call it, or I call it, or whatever.
Or as I call
I'm
it.
in charge of the information.
Okay,
or as I call it, migrant crime.
Migrant crime. That's a new thing we're saying now, migrant crime.
And then right after that he goes, or I call it Biden migrant crime.
That's a new thing. We're using that now as a label.
Or
migrant. Migrant. He said migrant one time. Maybe migrant. No, I don't think that's going to be it. Like, dude, don't riff while you're giving a speech. He also said he wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Now, again, he hasn't talked about bringing prices down, bringing gas prices down, bringing inflation down, which inflation, by the way, stands at 2.7, which is historically average or a little bit lower than average. He has stopped talking about ending the Ukraine war on day one. He said day one. So in 12 days, guys, that Ukraine war is over. Russia has lost over 200,000 troops. The Ukrainians have lost about 43,000. On top of that, South Korea, they sent a bunch of troops in and they got annihilated. So we are in a place right now where I watched between the fires today, between Trump's speech and where we're headed, I had this feeling of like the doomsday clock was just getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, and all the power, the lights are out. And so people need to take turns at the stoplights. And it is the Wild West.
Yep.
People that know
it's
mine too. And then a guy pulled out in front of me when I went on my turn. It was crazy. You'll just see people see it and just floor it. The 6-way stop right there, guy just floored it across it's just like
the whole right at the corner, right here at the corner of Crackhead and Meth Head. They're just going right, both lanes are going right through the light. Like nobody's
This is probably a worse neighborhood to expect people to follow the rules.
So let's try to do some good with our little podcast, guys. The only way we're going to get through this, and it's again, we're in the opening credits. We're still 12 days from this man taking over, and he's already telling you that he's going to start a world war. He's basically, if he goes after Greenland, there's other countries that want that. China and Russia. That's a world war. If he pulls out of Ukraine and Europe has to go in to stop Putin, that's a world war. Everything this guy's doing is like the shittiest game of Risk played by a 2-year-old. On top of that, we've got he's going to rename the Gulf of Mexico, which has been named the Gulf of Mexico for 400 years. Fine. The Gulf of America. Good. Fix that. That's the problem. That's the problem that's been hanging over our heads in America. So what you need to do as society comes apart, and as we've seen, and it takes nothing. We had a fire yesterday. So a couple neighborhoods burned down, and all fucking hell is broken. And you know what happened? It got windy.
Yeah.
And so it got windy, and we now have a mild.
Somebody lit a cigarette.
Yeah, we have mild anarchy in Los Angeles.
This is the thing that we've talked about for a long time, right? Like how we are becoming more and more isolated.
Right.